Welcome, Tiny Hands Big Dreams here in southern Ecuador.
We have a private, secluded mountaintop property in the highlands of the Oriente, just outside Zamora, Ecuador. It would be perfect for a retirement property, a vacation house, an investment visa, or just somewhere to hang out and enjoy the tranquil nature.
So we bought it as our investment visa property. We were living in Loja, and we were just going to hold it for a couple of years, as you do for an investment visa, and sell it again. Things changed. Then we thought, well, we'll move there. We couldn't get access at the time, which we didn't check beforehand because we didn't care about that. We ended up living where we do now. If you've seen our videos, our homestead that we've been building, we put a lot of time into it.
We really like it.
We really kind of like it.
But we don't need to hang on to a second property.
No, and we could really use that to fund our further adventures and shenanigans here.
So a little bit about the property. The one we're selling, not this one.
Right.
You can't have ours. It is 16 hectares, which is roughly 39 acres.
Yep.
The location is, like I said, just outside of Zamora. Zamora is basically right over the pass from Loja. Yeah,
so Loja is the big city on the map. From Loja, you go up a little bit over a pass, down a good bit. Zamora is a little lower. And then from there, from the city of Zamora, it's 10 minutes up a little road, and then up the mountain, and there's the property. The property goes from the ridge of the mountain to about halfway down. It has a full view of the city of Zamora, tip to tail. It is absolute picturesque.
And how much are we asking for it?
We're asking $46,000 for it, which is the current investment visa price.
So it will work if you want to do what we did, which is buy it as an investment visa, whether you're going to live there or not. One of the ways to get an investment visa is to invest in property. That's what we did. Worked real well. So it could be used for that,
sure,
regardless of whether you want to live on the property, even though it is lovely.
It is very lovely.
Now it is lovely and now accessible, sort of. Can be accessible.
Can be accessible. When we first bought it, the access was from the bottom, and it was not ideal. You had to hike up to it.
There really wasn't a way of putting in a road from that location reasonably. It would have involved actually building a bridge, which is a huge cost.
A small bridge, but still a bridge. And then 3 different sets of owners to get permission, and it was a short, steep climb anyway. We have since, I was up there and through a random encounter with one of the neighbors, who I just stopped to say hi because I saw him out there. And it turns out he was the owner of the property next to ours. And his uncle owns the one next to that, and his auntie owns the one next to that. And it turns out their family used to own the whole mountain many years ago, including our property.
Very typical for here.
Very typical. They have built a very small, like a family retreat getaway by the river at the bottom. They have a volleyball court, a picnic area, a little kitchen. It's a place to like go have a birthday with a family kind of place. It's cute. So I talked to him and I explained the thing. We're trying to get a road, and he goes, "Hey, let's try it." We hiked the road, hiked his property that whole day, trying to find a way, and then went back a different time and actually included his uncle, who's like, "Yeah, okay." So by using both properties, we actually found a really good route for a road all the way to the very top and on.
And we spoke to the engineer who actually was involved in putting our driveway in.
Yeah, and I took him out there, and we spent the entire day. He's mapped it, and he's got the whole thing in his software. The entire plan for the road is now done, and the permissions have been given. So that was the huge hurdle that we faced way back when.
It is also a hurdle for many remote properties in Ecuador. It's a big hurdle, is access, legal and physical access. So we have both of those. The road is not in, but it is possible.
It is possible. Probable. The neighbors actually, now that we've talked about it and they've hiked it with us all the time, they actually are excited about it as well, because then they get to access their property. So that problem solved. The road goes all the way to the top, which drops you right into the beautiful vista, and the top of the mountain is flat. Like it is so flat. It's tranquil and it's gorgeous. It's a little cooler. It's 1,650 meters at the top.
How many feet is that? Put you on the spot.
But it's a little cooler. Zamora is a little warmer. So once you jump up in elevation, it's a little cooler. It is also just a hair drier. It is incredibly comfortable and tranquil. There's almost no bugs. I spent a good long time just meandering around. There's like a hectare of just flat on the top of the hill, all of it with the vista. Now, our property, if you look at the mountain this way, down this side is Zamora, and the vista is down there, and that side is pretty steep, so there's nobody that's ever going to be over there. That's your vista. This side is our property, and it is the tranquil valley that comes off of Zamora. So you can just see like a cabin over here, and there's a house like a mile up the road. Like you can just see those, but otherwise it's just beautiful and tranquil and quiet. It'd be an amazing vacation home, retirement house.
There's also water on the property.
2 sources.
It makes up 2 of the borders, correct?
Yeah, 2 of the borders. There is springs that come out of the ground. Talk to the neighbors. One of them has actually tapped into the one water source for the property below us. There's also the neighbors have tapped in some of the other ones in that mountain, and they said the water is amazing. It's you can drink it right out of the ground, no problems. So that's neat.
Mm-hmm. One of the benefits of being on the mountain, the top of the mountain, is that you have no one above you. So there is no runoff of anything. There is pure water. It's kind of amazing.
It is virgin mountaintop. Nobody has run cows, things farmed. No, it is one of the. It's still natural. Now there is also the opportunity. I talked with the guy who's an American or Canadian. It's one of those who has the properties below us, and he has a whole strip of them. He hasn't used it. He bought them. He built a lovely, he calls it a cabin, but it's like a 3-bedroom house, all made of Amazonian hardwood. He says he may also be interested in selling his properties.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. So there's the chance of getting like ours and then all of his. You'd have to talk to him, but in passing, he mentioned it. He's also run power across the valley to his corner, which means that was like the big span across the water. So if you wanted power, then they'll just drop a line to that post. You don't even have to get permission for that.
Yeah.
Power company has rights to do that.
So that gets you access, water, and power.
Yeah.
All of those things. It is also would be, English is hard. A great place to be more off grid if that is more of your leaning.
We're solar. I like solar. You could
either way.
That. And it would be great.
That is our property.
That is our property. And it's just a joy just to walk around the top. It undulates going down the hill. There's like a steeper area, and then there's sort of a flatter area, and then it just kind of keeps doing that. The soil is really good. There's someone below our property has planted this huge grove of platano, and then just kind of abandoned it. They never know what happened to them. They grow huge, massive bunches of platano without any attention, without fertilizer, and we took some of them because they're just falling off the trees. They're some of the best ones we've ever had. Like they're really good. It's just the soil there. Like it is just really good soil, which is kind of uncommon in the Oriente. So that's what it is.
I think there's lots of uses for the property. I think you could do a lot of different things with it depending on what you're looking for.
There is. So if you're interested, send us an email. The link's below. Happy to answer questions about it. If you want to come out and hike it, get a hold of us. We'll make an appointment. We'll go hike the thing. So, well, that's what it is. Hope you enjoyed this, and hope to see you for the next one.